husband and wife, partners in life, family and business.
Through the ups and downs we've overcome, God as a witness.
From the household of faith to real estate to what's happening now.
We've got something to talk about. So for the next few moments, please allow us
to bring you something you can feel.
It's time for the real talk about real life, nothing but real. Wanna tell the truth, it's on design. Let's be real. Join in, tell your friends, 'cause every now and then we all need a reality check with the Adolphs.
Welcome to Reality Check with the Adolphs. And on today's episode, we're talking about creating wealth and sustaining it.
Yeehaw!
So we're decked out today because we live and breathe and been here over 30 years in Texas.
Yes, and you know that it's the great state. They say everything is bigger in Texas, and also that wallet.
Yes, it is.
But you just got to know how to do it, though.
Really, you do. And that was one of the things that I was blessed with twice. First, I was raised by an entrepreneur. My father had his own business. He did his own taxes, and he had his own time. And so I was raised where you just had faith in God, and you did what you have to do to create a lifestyle for your family.
Right, and I'm more of a military brat. My dad traveled everywhere around the world, so I had to pick up on different things and a lot of things that he did for our country. So he did a lot of carpentry work, and he showed me little things to do here and how to work with different things, especially with my hands.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Shiver. 21 years, y'all.
Yeah.
But the second thing that I wanted, before he went way left, the second thing that I wanted to talk about was that I was blessed to like entrepreneur, but then have a spouse that's shared in that same interest. It's so important when you have that spouse that supports you on little things without having a real job or that real paycheck.
Well, it's funny when you say a real job because is there a fake job? Is there fake electricity? Is there a fake mortgage? Is there a fake car note? Hey, are there fake bills? Because everything that came into our household was real.
Always real, always real. So Willie and I started our entrepreneurship with childcare because when we first got serious and got married, I was a hotel manager making a decent salary, and my husband had worked for the oil and gas industry. We got pregnant and had a child. Next year, got pregnant again, had 2 children. So
then we had to stop because they're coming out multiple. So I'm looking at the thing, 1, 2. That means the next one would have been 4. Not going to happen.
Yes, that's not going to happen. So we started childcare. It was kind of natural, fell into it because of the children. But my background was childcare. I was a childcare teacher as a single mom. I love children. I love educating. And so just kind of that's where we started with our first business.
Yeah, and it was fun. We definitely had to learn the hard way a lot of things, especially when it comes to the money part.
Yeah, because back then it just seemed like money was coming in, but then more money was going out.
Correct.
And then so we had to invest in some other streams. We did pagers.
Beep, 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 beep.
We signed up pagers. We back then we signed up electricity. I think I sold Avon and what else?
You name it, I think we've done it. I think we even sold.
Didn't you do coding or something? I don't know.
Medical building coding. Yes, jelly bean counting, paper airplane manufacturer, whatever. It didn't matter, whatever it took. We tried to find ways to make it happen. And it wasn't trying to find an easy way. It was just trying to find what was here in the heart to make sure that it felt good and it could take care of the family.
Yeah, and that's the main thing of entrepreneurship. It's not just working for yourself. It's just having that total mindset of, I have to do whatever it takes. I have this goal. How do I get there?
Right, and a lot of people don't have that mindset because everybody is stuck like a robot. A to B to C.
And if I don't make the money, I can't do it.
You can't do it. And then, and you know, it's always an imagination. You know, people, I believe entrepreneurs are very creative because in difficult times, we have to change at the drop of a hat. Hey, should I drop my hat?
No.
Oh, what?
No, it's not funny. So, in saying that, Willie, we did a lot of things with on our own, and it was hard. And like I said, I appreciate your support because sometimes I fly off on my multiple streams of income.
Well, it's like a kite. You only fly so far. You get high in the sky, and you know there's still something. We got to make sure you get a little guidance there, and that's where we do for each other. Because sometimes I do fly out and say, "Oh, we could do this," and you'll look at me talking about, "Okay, well, let's go try it," and then your string is not as long as mine, so nope, it didn't work. Let's go. So I do appreciate that too, because I do get very creative at times as well.
Well, because you're a people person. You love people. So, I mean, everybody always say you have that welcoming smile.
Hey, well, welcome. Welcome to the show.
And that's what you need. A lot of people can do it by themselves, but bottom line is you're going to need support in that teamwork.
Right.
To really prosper in entrepreneurship.
Right, exactly. No matter what you do, you're still going to need help from others. You're going to have mentors. You're going to have some kind of guidance because you are the smartest. If you're the smartest one in the room, then there's really no room for you to grow. So how can you get better or improve yourself to be better?
Awesome. Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then I want to go over some things. Well, we want to go over a tip list, like a little get wealthy list, things of you should do, and also a little bit about our struggle.
Yeah, because the struggle is real. Because everybody feels that once you're doing in the entrepreneurship, that life is grand, that you have all the time in the world. You can do whatever you want when you feel like you want. You can spend as much as you want anytime you want, but it's not true. We will give some good tips on ways to focus, ways to get structure, ways to save, and ways to spend, because sometimes you do have to spend money to make money. Hi, this is Willie Adolph of the Adolph Group at Equity House Properties. I'm here today to talk to you about home purchasing. You know, a lot of times people want to know, where do we start? When do we start? How much do we need to save? What does our credit score need to be like? Can I really move in now? And the answer is yes. The thing is that you want to get pre-approved first before you even go house shopping, because what you wouldn't want to happen is that you find the perfect home, but the bank won't qualify you for your mortgage. So always get pre-approved first. So find a good lender, which we have a lot of resources for you on that. Second, you want to make sure that anything that's on your credit, if it's something that you can work with, let's work with it, because everything on your credit, you know, it depends on what it is for each mortgage company. And third, once you get that pre-approval, now it's time to go house shopping. Now, Willie, what about the money, the down payment and things like that? Well, they have a lot of programs that's out there. So based on your credit will depend on the down payment assistance that you can receive. But we do have a lot of resources and a lot of things that can help you. And everyone with the Adolph Group will hold you by your hand and walk you through the whole process. So you can contact us at www.theadolphgroup.com or 281-451-7087. And remember, when you have will, you have a way.
Hey guys, welcome back. And continuing talking about creating wealth and sustaining it, Willie wanted to put him on the spot. Did y'all catch that? Willie wanted to talk about how we made our most money and how we lost. And we'll talk about it together, how we lost it all.
Well, first of all, we made it with God's help. That was the first thing that we did. We kind of put a lot of stuff into faith and just kind of went with it. At the time, you were, I think, doing the home daycare?
We was doing home daycare.
And I was a store manager, general manager at Firestone.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of remember.
And we got
now.
kicked out of our rental home.
Oh yeah.
We had to end up. So we were living in the city, and then, like I said, we had children, and I said, I need to live in the suburbs. I'm not raising my kids in the city. So we moved from inner city, and we moved to the suburbs of Katy, where we chose to raise our kids. And in saying that, I just kind of picked up the little newspaper and said, I want to move there. And called, and we, packed up our gear and moved out of here.
Yeah, there was.
Moved out to Katy.
Yeah, moved. Got a phone call. Hey, I found a place. We're leaving this weekend. Okay, all righty then. I guess so.
Because we lost our new house.
Right. So
and we were living with my mother-in-law.
Yes. Well, we was trying to purchase a home, and everything was going smooth. The sales counselor was saying everything is good. Mm-hmm. Loan officer was saying everything was good. So we turned in a 30-day notice.
Yeah.
And so we haven't heard from her. And then our 30-day notice was coming up to end. And we went to the sales counselor and was like, hey, because the loan officer never returned any of our calls. Emails wasn't really popular back then.
No, it wasn't.
It was just phone calls.
Phone calls.
So we actually drove out there, talked to the sales counselor, and he said, "Oh, yeah, you're no longer approved, and we already have someone else to buy your home." And I'm like, "Well, why nobody call?" So nobody really understood the whole situation of why. So now we're trying to run back to our apartment complex to keep our apartment, and that didn't work. So we called. We lost our earnest money. We couldn't get our earnest money
No,
back.
I don't even think we thought to ask for it. I'll take that back because I've held on to that anger many years. But the key was we didn't have a real estate agent or a professional on our side to help us, to tell us that we could have our earnest money. I bet you if we go back in time or go back to that builder and say, look, I want my earnest money back, they're going to give my earnest money back.
It's funny you say that because I looked the builder up. They're no longer in business, so I don't think you're going to get that back.
So, but in hindsight, we were living with with my mother-in-law, with his mom, with all of our children, and just two.
Just two.
I was pregnant with the twins. I decided to go back to work because I was living with my mother-in-law. So I was 7 months pregnant with twins working. And
you was bored.
Yeah, that was it. And so we moved to Katy, and long story short, the owners of the home wanted their home back, and so they kicked us out. We lost that deposit, didn't know to ask for it back in a legal way. Moved into a 2-bedroom apartment with all 4 of the children.
Right. So
and
now,
I was doing childcare.
And so that's when we had a 2-bedroom apartment with 4 kids and ourselves in the home. So it was tough and tight. But the thing is that what do you do? Do you give up, or do you continue to press forward and try to make the best of what you got, and then take it another step further?
So you got approached about mortgages from your cousin.
Yes, my cousin, he called and said, hey, I got a way to make some quick money. I said, bro, I can't do that. he was like, no, it's legal. And so I listened to him, I heard him out. He told me, what I had to do. And at this time I was working at the oil and gas industry in sales.
Yeah.
So once I started listening to him, and I kind of, shadowed what he did on the days that I was off, things start kind of picking up a little bit. And I'm like, oh, this is all you have to do? And one thing led to another. 5 months later, I turned in my 2-week notice with the oil company and started doing home loans full time.
Yeah. And I joined you shortly after that.
Yes.
I was still watching kids at home, but in the apartment. And I told them, this is not going to work. My husband is doing loans, and I want to work with him as a loan officer. So we became loan officers. I was your processor.
Yes.
And that was back in 2003.
Yes. Ooh-wee.
That was a long time.
Yes. Man.
And we worked together, and within 2 years, we cleared over 6 figures.
Right.
Working
Correct.
together in the mortgage industry, and at that point, I got my real estate license.
And that was kind of the next step into our journey because, a lot of people looked at us and said, well, how are you going to support each other if nobody has a real job? So my question to them was, what is a real job? Their definition was to work and get a check. And I said, well, that's what I do. They said a consistent check. I said, that's what I do. I work consistently and I consistently get a check. It's all the way that you think and look at things. You can look at your glass half empty or you can look at your glass half full. My glass stays half full because I'm always trying to improve. So when the ones that keep saying a full-time job or a real job, I'm like, well, I tell you what, this fake job is doing pretty good. So, we moved on and kind of just said, hey, let's go for it.
Unfortunately, the mortgage crisis in 2008 hit, and we kind of lost it all. And we gave up everything and fell to our knees, went back, gave our lives to Christ, lost all our cars and kept everything except for our home, and started working for the church.
Yeah. And,
volunteering and helping out there.
And that's one of the things that, we have to learn where we came from to appreciate the things that we have.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial because we didn't quite get to those tips, but we'll get to the tips on staying wealthy.
Hi, this is Willie Adolph of the Adolph Group at Equity House Properties. I'm here today to talk to you about home purchasing. So a lot of times people want to know, where do we start? When do we start? How much do we need to save? What does our credit score need to be like? Can I really move in now? And the answer is yes. The thing is that you want to get pre-approved first before you even go house shopping, because what you wouldn't want to happen is that you find the perfect home, but the bank won't qualify you for your mortgage. So always get pre-approved first. So find a good lender, which we have a lot of resources for you on that. Second, you want to make sure that anything that's on your credit, if it's something that you can work with, let's work with it, because everything on your credit, it depends on what it is for each mortgage company. And third, once you get that pre-approval, now it's time to go house shopping. Now, Willie, what about the money, the down payment and things like that? Well, they have a lot of programs that's out there. So based on your credit will depend on the down payment assistance that you can receive. But we do have a lot of resources and a lot of things that can help you. And everyone with the Adolph Group will hold you by your hand and walk you through the whole process. So you can contact us at www.theadolphgroup.com or 281-451-7087. And remember, when you have will, you have a way.
Let's be honest. Making a lukewarm marketing video is fairly simple. But who wants lukewarm marketing? Instead, how about something that conveys your unique message? Well, that takes creativity, and creative is what we are. We design custom logos. We even offer professional print services. Our goal is to showcase how good your idea is, no matter what your product is. Whether it's social media marketing for a new author or the artwork for the book itself, we can help. You've created a new app and need a TV commercial to show it to the world. We can help.
Now there's Stork Advisor.
If you're a photographer trying to show off your work in a unique way, we can help. Need a promo for your TV show? we can help with that too.
It's Couch Time with Sonia.
We're an artistic bunch, and we love the creative process. We're not trying to be the best in Houston. We're trying to be the best for you.
It's alright. Let's be real. Join in. Tell your friends. 'Cause every now and then we all need a reality check with the Adolphs.
Welcome back to Reality Check with the Adolphs. So we're talking about wealth, and Willie and I wanted to give you some tips that we've used in creating our wealth and sustaining it.
Yes, definitely. You know, there's a lot of good tips and bad tips, but, you know, take it for what it's worth to you. You know, it may not suit you, but this could be something that you can tweak to make it suitable for you.
All right. Number 1, give 1/10 of your earned income. You can give it to charity. Willie and I pay tithes. Just give 1/10 of your income or put it into savings.
Right, because 1/10 of your income, you can actually gain wealth on that the way you sow. We look at it as sowing a seed. When you sow your seed, you're going to get a return. Now, how you sow it, if you sow it angrily, it's not going to come out right. It's like you already polluted the soil, and it's not going to grow the way that you want it to.
Exactly. And actually, we can go on in a whole segment
That's a whole-
on tithing. And
Yeah,
that,
I know.
you know what? That's coming up. Number 2, create a budget and keep it.
Now, that is one of the toughest things in the Adolphs household. Budgets can start arguments. Let me repeat that. Budgets can start arguments, but budgets can make you fall deep in love with the other person. So you want to make sure that you keep a budget. Don't look at what somebody else has, because with our society, we live in a microwave society, to where you push a button, 30 minutes later or 30 seconds later, your popcorn is ready. Instead of doing it the old school way, get that old skillet over the fire, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it,
Some
shake it.
Jiffy popcorn.
Hey.
Y'all know about that.
Y'all know nothing about that. Nothing about it.
Jiffy popcorn.
So just take your time, do some saving, because when it's time for you to spend, somebody on the outside is going to look in at you, going to be like, dang, how did you do that? And they're not going to know that.
We budgeted a long time to do that. Number 3, change your mindset. You want to fix your mind to be able to budget, but to take sacrifices. Sometimes you can't go on a trip every summer, but maybe every other summer, or maybe you need to take that trip in the fall because everybody else is going in the summer.
That's a good one. You know, like you say, sacrifices.
Next, keep a savings. So you've already put this 1/10 aside as savings, but then you really want to go out to eat, or you really want to do this to hang with your family and friends and stuff. But that savings is not going to help you create and sustain the wealth that you want to keep growing. So keep that savings going each month.
And when we talk about that, just make sure you can look at your bank statements, and it can tell you where you spend most of your money and which restaurant you like the most.
Yes. So number 5, have multiple streams of income. We've done multiple streams of income, but the highly thing that I want to suggest on that is find something that you like and you use.
Right. And a lot of times you have to realize there's a season for everything. There's a season for a lot of these jobs that's out here. So if you have multiple streams, then that means if one is not operating as greatly as it should, you have another one that can sustain it.
Number 6, you want to make sure that you educate yourself and keep self-improvement. You cannot grow financially if you don't grow mentally.
Oh, and spiritually. You
Yes.
have to take care of you first and take care of your mind. If you don't take care of that, there's no room to grow.
Number 7, think outside of the box. Take risks. Be afraid. Don't be afraid of getting out of your comfort zone. Am I saying that
You're
right?
saying that right, but you also got to be smart with that.
Yes.
Because if you jump too far to the right or too far to the left, whatever which way, the other right, the other left, you may find yourself in difficult situations. So when you're going outside of the box, make sure you have a plan. Don't just go willy-nilly out there.
Willy-nilly.
Not funny.
That was funny. Number 8, find a CPA, a good CPA, and listen to them. Like I said, I was raised by an entrepreneur, so I knew how to do the taxes. I did the taxes for us many years. Well, then we made more money than I could kind of fathom or imagine and didn't know how to do it. Instead of seeking out a CPA or a personal bookkeeper to help with our finances, we kind of just went with anybody just to get the taxes done. And unfortunately, it hurt us in the long run because we got audited by the IRS.
Yes, and that right there cost us a whole lot more. It was a costly mistake. So find somebody that you can trust to talk to you about your money.
Exactly. Number 9, invest in others. This is seldom done because you're like, how can I keep money if I keep giving it away? If I put it in that business or if I help her and borrow her, that's not the mind frame that you need of a wealthy person.
Yes.
So you want to invest in others.
Exactly, because you never know. The way how wealth works is you give and then you receive.
Exactly. Number 10, invest in real estate. Oh! Real estate is the just ever-flowing thing of money. And you will see majority of the multimillionaires, maybe 7 out of 10, because some of them just get money from somewhere else, they have real estate investments.
Right. Real estate can be the key to a lot of your investing and a lot of your financial growth.
And number 11, the last thing that we suggest is to hang around wealthy people. And then some of you might say, well, if I'm wealthy, I don't want anybody that doesn't have an amount of money with me because maybe they can't pay for their stuff. But that's not the mind of the wealthy. The mind of the wealthy is, I know this knowledge. I want to give it to you. And then the person that really wants the wealth, they're going to be the ones that say, I'm ready to listen.
Exactly. So always be around someone who's already achieved what you're trying to achieve.
So Willie and I have actually written a couple of books.
Yes.
We're instructors on Collaborative University. We've also created a class called Couples Bonding in Business. You can reach that at www.couplesinbusiness.com.
Wow, yes. When you're bonding in business with your spouse, that's one of the best things that you can do because it's someone that you can really relate to and talk to all the time. And I'm thankful for it.
I'm thankful for you.
Oh, look at you. You better watch out now. Ooh-wee.
Yeah!
Uh-oh. Look like
See y'all next week.
I look like I'll be, roping up something tonight.
Husband and wife, partners in life, family and business.
To the